From a WTA ranking of number 21 at the beginning of the year to number 4 at the end of the year, Elena Rybakina's tennis story has been nothing short of a roller coaster ride. Amassing 47 spectacular wins, including victories over top players like Świątek and Sabalenka, she made a formidable surge towards the WTA throne, yet the burning question remains, just how stellar was Elena Rybakina's performance in 2023? Stay tuned for an in-depth look into her remarkable season. It all started in the early hard-court season in Australia, with Rybakina being the world number 21. Rybakina started her 2023 Australian Open journey by defeating the Italian Elisabetta Cocciaretto and the Slovakian Kaja Juvan, both going down in straight sets. Rybakina had announced herself in style. The third-round matchup against the American Danielle Collins was a stiff task as the game went to the third set. But Rybakina eventually came out on top, winning the game 6-2, 5-7, and 6-2. It meant that Rybakina now would be facing the WTA number 1 Iga Świątek in a stunning fourth-round encounter. Rybakina made a strong opening statement, capitalizing on Świątek's second serve to secure an early break. Despite Świątek finding her rhythm, Rybakina maintained confidence in her strengths, dominating the baseline and compelling Świątek into defensive scrambles. Rybakina remarked, "When facing the number 1 player, you have nothing to lose." Dominating Świątek with exceptional serves and pressuring her beyond the baseline, Rybakina clinched the first set with an ace. Despite Świątek's brief comeback in the second set, Rybakina's superior serve, leading with 51% unreturned in Melbourne, helped her win the match 6-4, 6-4, securing a remarkable victory. Within this win, Rybakina was now the dominating force. She made sure Jelena Ostapenko stood no chance against her in the quarterfinal, which she won comfortably 6-2, 6-4. Rybakina continued the momentum into the semifinal, where she faced Victoria Azarenka. But having bounced back before going into a break, Azarenka simply gave away too many errors in the tiebreak. Rybakina, on the other hand, won 5 out of her 11 break points, and she was winning 76% of her points serving first. After a close first set, Rybakina looked unstoppable in the second set, wrapping up the game 7-6, 6-3.
That'll do it. 22nd seed, Elena Rybakina.
Now it was time for the final, and it was Rybakina up against Aryna Sabalenka. Their intense showdown was a narrative that could have been torn from the pages of high-value tennis memorabilia collections. Unfortunately for Rybakina, she just couldn't go all the way to win her second Grand Slam, and it was Sabalenka who won her first slam after a close match 4-6, 6-3, 6-4. Rybakina's impressive ascent attracted global sponsors, leading to an exclusive tennis sponsorship. On January 24, 2023, she announced Kazakhstan Bank as her primary sponsor, highlighting her rising prominence. Her Australian Open journey paved the way for some more great results, and the motivation was evident when she got to the quarterfinal of the Abu Dhabi Open, losing to the Brazilian Beatriz Haddad Maia and the round of 16 at the Dubai Open. Just as doubts crept in about her ability to crack the WTA top 10, lacking the finishing touches, her long-awaited breakthrough arrived at Indian Wells. Once again, it was Rybakina who got the better of the WTA world number 1 Iga Świątek in the semifinal of the tournament. Rybakina played the game, winning 80% of her points serving first and 47% of her points serving second, and she also won all 5 of her break points, winning the match 6-2, 6-2. The Indian Wells final was a replay of the Australian Open's showdown, featuring another Sabalenka versus Rybakina matchup. Sabalenka initially secured the break but relinquished it with a double fault in the 8th game, marking a recurring theme for the Belarusian. In the tiebreak, Rybakina earned a second set point at 6-5, intensifying the drama. Sabalenka continued with a deep return down the middle, a strategy employed by both players in the decisive breaker. Despite displaying remarkable tenacity by saving 5 set points, Sabalenka couldn't overcome her lingering serving challenges, and Rybakina sealed the first set. The serving problems continued for Sabalenka, and soon she went down in a break. While the official duration of the match exceeded 2 hours by 4 minutes, its outcome was significantly influenced an hour prior when Rybakina thwarted 2 set points, ultimately sealed the tiebreaker on her 6th set point. Earlier in that set, Rybakina staged a comeback from a 2-4 deficit. With this 7-6, 6-4 victory over Sabalenka, Rybakina avenged her Australian Open final defeat.
Elena Rybakina.
This result proved crucial for the talented Rybakina, as now she pushed her way into the WTA's top 10, attaining that number 7 spot. Rybakina continued her amazing form at the Miami Open, where she went all the way to the final, eventually losing to the Czech player Petra Kvitova. Beyond her dynamic on-court achievements, Rybakina is passionately committed to transforming the tennis community. In March 2023, she made a significant impact, generously donating around $77,000 to support emerging female tennis players in Kazakhstan, demonstrating her dedication to shaping the future of the sport. Now back to Rybakina's results. Hard court season was just the start of her uplift. But what happened next during the clay court season? Rybakina started off her clay court season by winning the Rome WTA 1000 title, where she was awarded the win over injured Kalinina. This helped her improve her career ranking to world number 6 as of the 8th of May 2023. Following her title win, Rybakina achieved a remarkable feat, becoming the third player in the Open era to reach the final in the same season at prestigious events including the Australian Open, Indian Wells, Miami Open, and Rome. This distinguished accomplishment placed her in the esteemed company of Monica Seles in 1991 and Maria Sharapova in 2012. Notably, on May 22, 2023, Rybakina ascended to a career-high ranking of world number 4, reflecting her outstanding performance on the court. Subsequently, she demonstrated her versatility by advancing to the round of 32 at the French Open, further solidifying her status as a formidable force in the tennis world. And the big news for Rybakina came on the 12th of June 2023, when her WTA ranking propelled her to number 3, which is also her best so far. With lots going on the court, fans were left surprised when Rybakina changed her sponsor from Adidas to Yonex. With Gabin Muguruza on an extended break, Rybakina could have been the next big star for Adidas, but it was not meant to be. As one of the fans wrote, "Adidas don't respect their players. This was pretty much on the cards." After the early hard court and clay court seasons, all eyes were now on the grass court tournaments, and the million-dollar question was, will Rybakina be able to defend her Wimbledon title? To summarize her performance on grass courts, it was, unfortunately, not very impressive. Advancing through the initial rounds, Rybakina faced Ons Jabeur in the quarterfinals, a rematch of the 2022 Wimbledon final where Jabeur had previously fallen to Rybakina. The match began with both holding their serves until Jabeur faltered with errors, falling behind 3-1. She bounced back, equalizing with a skillful drop shot rally. The first set, a showcase of Jabeur's net play and Rybakina's power, was clinched by Rybakina in a tiebreak 7-6. Jabeur turned the tables in the second set, breaking Rybakina to win 6-4, and then dominated the third set 6-1, despite Rybakina's efforts. The match, a display of resilience and skill, ended with a respectful embrace, Jabeur triumphing 7-6, 4-6, 1-6. Following her Wimbledon exit, the hard court season in the US and Canada was a bit of a comeback. Rybakina reached the semifinals at the Canadian Open for the first time in her career, but came up short against Lyudmila Samsonova, where she lost in 3 sets after having won the first one. She reached the third round of the US Open as the 4th seed, losing to Sorana Cristea in 3 sets. Now the question is, after a below-par North American hard court season, what happened next during the Asian season? Rybakina went all the way to the semifinal at the 2023 China Open, hence consolidating her year, which enabled her to finish the year ranked number 4. As the year drew to a close, Rybakina made her debut at the WTA Finals in Cancun, where she showcased her prowess by defeating Maria Sakkari in the round-robin phase, ultimately finishing as the world number 4. This remarkable achievement was a direct result of the high-profile tennis coaching from Stefano Vukov. His analytical approach and expert guidance were instrumental in Rybakina's swift rise, as she acknowledged his role in advancing her skills and propelling her into the top 10 rankings. This ascent was a definitive answer to the early doubts she faced in 2023. Rybakina silenced her critics with a fiery comeback, securing 2 singles titles, reaching a Grand Slam final, and a doubles final in her tally of 47 season victories. Her defiant stance against skepticism placed her in an elite league, echoing the feats of Serena Williams, as she became one of the only 2 WTA players since 2000 to achieve 4 wins over world number 1s in a single season.